Northern Ireland is home to an ancient landscape. From the peaks of the Mournes in County Down to the Nine Glens of Antrim in the northeast. It's a world where wilderness meets mountain farmland and where animals outnumber people. At the heart of this rural community are its vets.
I have a feeling she doesn't like me.
Will you stop?
Working tirelessly to save lives.
I want to get there as quick as you can.
She's too hot. Just cool her down and cool her down fast.
Caring for the lifeblood
The calves out.
of the land they love.
That's your baby.
Perfect there. Calf sucking and her licking.
They face difficult decisions every day.
This poor alpaca, he's very sick.
As fast as you can, please. The odds are stacked against her.
Yes, that's better now, isn't it?
But the rewards are worth it.
My baby!
My first hedgehog baby. Would you like some milk?
The only thing that's predictable about this job is that it's unpredictable.
It's the life of a mountain vet. Rising up from the east coast, the dramatic Mourne Mountains of Northern Ireland stretch westward for 20 miles towards the town of Newry. It's a land filled with creatures great and small. And many of them find their way to the second oldest animal welfare charity in the world, Newry's USPCA.
She's a very soft, wee person.
You are gorgeous.
No, all I can hear is purr.
Animal hospital, rehoming centre, and wildlife rescue rolled into one.
Yes, you like that, don't you? You like your chin been scratched.
The passionate, multi-skilled team of 3 vets and 10 staff is headed up by Gillian Alford.
Hello, are you worried?
With the Mournes on their doorstep,
Do you want to strike? No? Oh, no.
it means there's not many animals Gillian hasn't dealt with.
Right, I'm holding on to the head. I want to now see what the legs are doing before it poops on my foot. I think the USPCA probably get averagely more calls because they're looked on as a place of knowledge and we cope with whatever comes through the door, and it can be any species under the sun. Commonly cats and dogs, but we get rabbits, guinea pigs, rats, mice, axolotls, falcons, you name it, it comes through the door. Now, sweetie pie. What happened to you? We do see quite a lot of birds, and we do get a depressing number of pigeons through. I had a wonderful phone call from a lady who said that a pigeon had walked into her garage, and what should she do? I said, leave the door open and it might walk out again. But, what can you say, you know? There, how's that? That feel better? All gone? Good.
In the waiting room today is a bunged-up pet parrot.
This is Hadia. She's a cockatiel. She's nearly 2.5 years old. She's named after my sister. My sister got married and moved to England. So I named her after that, so someone will be screaming her name in the house, you know, we're not missing her as much. And she's just getting swollen from the bottom. So I brought her to the vets to see if she's okay or not.
Owner Samit thinks her cockatiel Hadia might be egg-bound. Her body has produced an egg, but is unable to lay it.
And this is her second time on eggs. She's laid eggs once as a trial egg. But now, as far as I think, that her eggs have stopped together and clumped up inside.
Hi. Would you like to bring Birdie in for me? Here we are, come on in. My goodness, I see what you mean. You have a very swollen down below. Right, okay.
It just popped up within a few
Right,
days. It
I
just
will
popped
investigate
up.
it.
Yeah.
Now my poppet.
Like most birds, cockatiels can produce unfertilized eggs at any time of the year. But if they become trapped, it can lead to infection.
Yes, I know. Oh, yes. I really don't want to get pecked. I know, yes, I know. I'm a bad woman. I'm feeling a soft mass that doesn't feel like an egg. I know. It's okay, don't be distressed. I just want to make sure there's no stretching of the little bottom, the little cloaca here. So, I'm not sure what's going on. It could be a tumour, though I don't think it is, okay? And yes, it could be that the reproductive system is not functioning properly.
Hadia will need to be sedated to allow Gillian to examine her fully.
Come on. Kim, could you pass me a wee tea towel, please? Let's see what we can do. That's it. Whoosh. No. A wee word right here. Yes, I know. Oh, no. Tap. Go to sleep.
Unlike mammals, birds don't have diaphragms, relying on their chest muscles to breathe. So care must be taken to make sure their chests aren't restricted.
Yeah, that still feels weird. The eggs normally come down the oviduct and come out through the cloaca, which is its bottom. Everything comes out through the cloaca. Poo, pee, eggs, everything. So I'm worried about this. It has no business sticking out like that. It's a serious thing to go into the abdomen of any creature, but in my opinion, it's very particularly in birds with a very delicate skin. You worry about sewing them up. You worry about the bird taking the stitches out.
With the examination inconclusive, Gillian has a suggestion to avoid surgery.
To help her pass an egg or anything that might be in her lower tummy, the easiest thing is to steam. Put her in steam. So you've your boiling water, your cake rack, and this top part of the cage, so the steam can go up onto her. If there's something there, it might help it to pass along.
Is she in any pain?
I don't think so. There was no distress when I was pressing it,
she was.
but she's not going to. I doubt if she'd be able to pass that by herself. So that's all I'm going to do. Happy. There you are. It'd be nice to go home.
I'm happy she's not in pain. I especially asked that question, though, was she in pain? And they said she's not in pain. But I've got a job to do now, to get her steaming. It's going to be a pretty tricky job, but I have to get it done.
"60 miles north of the Mournes lie the Glens of Antrim, 9 rugged valleys that sweep down to the northeast coast. 3/4 of the lush land here is used for farming livestock. During spring, the hillsides are teeming with life. And with 60% of households here owning a pet, it's a busy place to be a vet. Tucked away in the mountains is the small rural village of Glenoe. And serving its community for over 30 years is the Glenoe Veterinary Centre.
Good morning, Glenoe Vets. How may I help you? Every day is different. You just don't know what's coming through the door. You don't. Could be anything. Michael, can you go to a pygmy goat that's been trying all morning? The kid?
You're kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. It's on its way.
The team of 9 vets will see hundreds of farm animals every week, as well as a constant flow of pets.
So in for his wee annual check-up and booster.
Yeah.
The practice is owned by head vet Rosalind Woodside.
Come on this way. This door here. Come on, that's a good boy.
Here.
Apparently I was 6 whenever I first wanted to be a vet. My father was a part-time farmer and I never really was interested in dolls and all that sort of thing. It was more just wanting to be out on the farm. This is for you. Yes, that's for you. Good boy. He's awful good, isn't he?
The bustling mixed practice has over 7,000 clients on its books.
Animals are a very important part of people's lives in this community. You know, we've got the farmers with their cattle and their sheep, and I mean, almost everyone has a pet of some sort.
Perfect, thank you.
All right. We can, you know, start off the day seeing sick dogs, and then we could have a sheep lambing half an hour later, and then maybe by lunchtime we could be doing a cow cesarean. So there's a big variety every day. There's always going to be something different.
Hello, Glenue Vets.
Hi, it's Jane Anthony here down in Lorna House of Ridgeback.
Okay.
Rosalind's doing morning consults as a call comes in.
Not half the night on Sunday night, she's been up all last night.
Okay, no worries. Can you head up with her now and I'll let the vet know?
I will.
Perfect, Jane. That's great. Thank you. We'll see you then. Bye. Bye-bye.
A pregnant pedigree dog has been struggling to give birth for over 24 hours.
This dog is actually from one of our well-known breeders, and she was in early stage of labour yesterday afternoon. And you know, she's progressed all through all the early stages, and nothing's been happening.
Owner and registered breeder Jane has rushed up the valley with her heavily pregnant Rhodesian Ridgeback, Luna.
She's been in labour now 26 hours. She's been panting and digging for 26 hours, and she's not happy. All right, Luna?
Luna's a special mum. She's been best puppy at Crufts, and so have her puppies.
Come on ahead in. We'll take her one down the back and we'll get her nice and comfy.
You want her to go naturally if possible, but if nothing's happening, it's time to do a cesarean. Otherwise, we risk losing the pups.
Not be too long, all right?
Righty-ho. I will give you a call in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, no bother at all. Hey, girlie. Come on in. Let's go.
This is the worst bit, when they take them away from you.
You got her?
I'll just sit waiting on the minutes ticking by. All we want is nice, healthy, chunky babies. And if we get that, that's all we want, isn't it?
Oh. Chill. Just you stay there. Nice and easy.
Rhodesian Ridgebacks can have big litters, so it takes a team to perform the cesarean.
No stressies.
George will be monitoring the anaesthetic so that I don't have to worry about that. I can get on with the op. Good girl. This will put her over to sleep, and then we need to put her on the gas then to keep her asleep.
Rosalind's daughter and trainee vet Emily is an extra pair of hands today.
We put a tube down to maintain the anaesthesia.
She's in her 4th year of vet school, but still has a lot to learn from Mum.
Pull her tongue there, Instinct. So we need that tongue really relaxed, which is there now.
With no time to perform a scan, they don't know how many puppies to expect.
Scanning her now is not going to make any difference to the outcome, so we just want to get on with it and get the pups out and give them their best chance at living. Don't feel much movement, but it's early yet to be sure. Just need to make a bigger incision. You want to allow all the pups out through one incision.
26.5 hours after Luna went into labour,
So we've 2 legs and a tail coming.
the first pup emerges.
Smaller lambs.
Just need to break that so they can breathe. But it usually takes a decent bit to sort of get them to come around quite often, so.
The pup must start to breathe properly within the next 3 minutes.
So you rather than try and get like all the fluid out of them and just kind of like stimulate them to start breathing a bit as well and put a bit of life into them.
Trainee Sophie is on hand to revive the next pup.
They're quite fluidy as well, so not really much life to them yet.
There's another one on its way here.
With number 3, the pups at last begin to breathe.
Oh, it's really nice to hear that. It's a very satisfying noise.
And as the 4th puppy arrives, there are more sounds of life.
Oh, it's making noises. It's always a good sign.
Yeah, I hear you yawning. Yes, I know.
And the owners will be hearing lots of those squeaks now. Here's another one, if anybody's free.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to be
Sixth
doing.
one's on its way.
Oh, 6th one.
I think that's it. I'm just going to double check now. So I just feel around her abdomen, down both sides of the uterus, and make sure they're all right, and get her stitched up as quickly as we can, and as well as we can.
At 6, the litter is complete. But the last pup is yet to take its first proper breath.
She is breathing every so often, but just nothing really regular.
Sort of working away at here, and you don't know what's happening out there, and you're hoping that everything's living, and you don't really know.
No. It is taking gasps every so often there, but it's hard to know when there's no returning from it. Starting to be a bit of life to this one now.
At long last,
There you go.
the final pup wakes up to the world.
Is that the last one?
Yeah.
Oh, good job. Well done.
Go back
So
in.
100% record then?
Yeah. Well, so far.
What a team we are.
Where are we going to put you? Sit on top of your brothers and sisters. I was a bit scared it wasn't going to come round, to be honest, just because it was taking that bit extra, but it's good. It's probably one of the most lively ones in there now out of them all, so it's good to see it.
It's a full house of healthy pups and good practice for budding vet Emily.
It's just getting used to thinking that she is actually almost a vet now and not just my wee daughter that came and helped me around the surgery for all those years.
It is good, Mum being a vet, because it definitely gives me a lot of, opportunity that I probably wouldn't have if she didn't have the practice here.
That's us. Just need to inject her now and get her to come round and introduce these puppies to her, see how she gets on with that.
Luna should wake up in the next 10 minutes. Then she must get home quickly to begin bonding with her babies.
This is my first chance to actually see the puppies properly. They're really lively, aren't they? That's what makes it all worthwhile.
Hello, Glen Vets. Louise speaking.
Morning, Louise. You've got Pussycat.
Pussycat would do indeed.
Does he look better?
Yeah, he looks grand.
Do you have a collar?
No, unfortunately, we don't sell any collars now in here, but certainly, one of the wee pet shops will do you a good one.
I don't go out.
Oh, well, you can order one in.
Could you order one in? I want one that's not going to get caught when he goes under bushes.
Yeah, we can certainly try, yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye.
So we'll find a nice patch of sunlight.
At the USPCA,
I think that you are a girl. Yes, I do. A lovely, lovely girl. Yes, you're beautiful.
more curious creatures have found their way to Gillian.
Your nose is dripping. Why is your nose dripping? Would it annoy you if I touched your nose? It would, I'm sorry. That's it.
Sharing a love of all things weird and wonderful
Right.
is vet Alana.
Okie dokie, Mr. Buzzard, we are. I love the variety that we see at the USPCA. That's what you live for, to see something like, oh, this isn't the usual. It's not your straightforward like dog or cat, which is great. But when you get that little bit different, it's like, oh, that's why I'm here today.
Alana's in luck this morning as Deborah has brought a very unusual customer into the clinic.
This is my daughter's bearded dragon. She's 12 years of age and she's obsessed with tacos. So she thought she would name her bearded dragon Taco. So stuck with it. She's very interactive, very friendly. She doesn't like being in the tank actually. She loves being out on the floor, just nosing around her, tasting, licking everything. She loves body heat. She just loves this position here. This is usually her favorite. If I'm lucky, she'll just relax now and close her eyes and sleep. I always check in on Taco first thing in the morning, and I noticed the tip end of her tail was completely sideways and there was a wee bit of bleeding. So you can just see where the tail has literally just broken off there. It doesn't look very pleasant. My daughter, she didn't actually want to come to the appointment because she was very upset, so I told her she can stay at home and I'll sort it out and everything will be all right, I told her, so nothing to worry about, eh?
Hello. Taco.
Taco.
Right, do you want to bring him in and we'll have a wee chat? There we go. So you take a wee stand over there. All right, and I'll come round here. So I see the problem to the tail is pretty obvious, and when you get closer to her tail, you can see that to me doesn't seem alive anymore.
Dead, yeah.
It feels it's stone cold, and if you see that section, it's more grey. So I think where that little pigmentation starts, that's where the actual live tissue is, where it's not affected.
Taco is suffering from tail rot, a common condition in some reptiles that, if left untreated, can be fatal.
So I think we'd need to take to about there.
Yeah.
The danger of leaving this bit behind is that infection will then get in and travel further and further up, and we don't want it to get into her bloodstream.
Amputating the diseased part of the tail could be all Taco needs.
Everything else about her seems to be good. And I can also speak to Gillian as well, who works here, to see if she's ever had to do anything like this on a bearded dragon.
Reptiles aren't usual USPCA patients, but Gillian studied exotics for 9 years in America and picked up some handy expertise.
Gillian, bearded dragon is going to need tail amputation.
Okay, bearded dragon tail. I can do it.
Oh, you can do a tail amputation? Oh, brilliant. Having Gillian literally in the same practice, able to go, I'm not 100% sure what needs to be done. Are you happy to see it? Do you want to come in, have a look? It just makes me feel that little bit more confidence.
Can I see your beautiful tail? So I would normally just cut at this point. Possibly you could take it there, but I'd prefer to go a tiny bit higher.
Right, just to make sure you
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There you are.
Taco's given a dose of antibiotics, which should also prevent any infection spreading.
Sorry, sweetheart.
I know.
That's it. We're done.
He'll be back for his op in a few days' time.
Okay, that's lovely. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bringing them out because this is like hell.
At Gleno, owner Jane is waiting to meet the new arrivals.
I'm just waiting patiently on my babies coming. So I am, and then making sure that my girl's all right, Luna's fine.
You cried. Aren't they gorgeous colour?
Oh, my babies! Aren't you so pretty? Oh, babies, we can hear you out down the street.
Isn't that the loveliest sound in the world?
At one stage, we weren't sure we were going to hear that sound because they were really hard to bring round.
Were they?
Yeah.
That's that. They get that from their mother. She's quite lazy.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. We call her Lazy Luna.
Well, I'll go and see how Mum's doing here.
Yes.
They're noisy. Are you shouting?
Come on this way, Luna. Where do you see what you're going to find out here?
Oh, my Luna. Oh, wee Luna the Luna. Oh, Mum, wee chicken. She says, you okay, my baby? Oh, baby.
Luna should recover quickly from her anaesthetic and surgery.
All good, yeah? She's a happy girl.
By the time she arrives home, she'll be ready to feed her hungry new family.
I hope it was a bird that flew till it was hard and landed in your corner of my mind. Bring the storm and the blows and everything it knows, and I say bring it closer to me.
Along with daily pet clinics, it's a busy time of year for the large animal side of the practice. And during spring, Gleno vets like Michael Simpson can be out on the road all day, visiting as many as 20 farms.
Average day is really busy. There's a lot of lambings and calvings going on. Let's see what your temperature.
Lancashire-born Michael is a newcomer to the mountains.
The temperature's quite low, actually. I love working in a remote area, just countryside and the space and the fresh air, and I can't really imagine going back to England to work as a vet. So this is an antibiotic just to cover for any secondary infections, and I'm giving him an anti-inflammatory as well there, just make him feel a little bit better.
And that's us?
That's us, yeah, yeah. Whenever a farmer rings and they say their name, that's usually all I need. I'll know the address and who they are, and you know, I've only been here 4 years.
After his 4th farm visit of the morning, Michael heads back to the practice for his lunch.
Hello, Gleno Vets, Louise speaking.
Oh, is Roy Baker, is there a vet there?
No, there isn't, Roy. No, what's going on?
I have a huge stuck lambing here.
Stuck lambing, can you bring her to us?
I need to get somebody there. But
Aye, oh, I'll have somebody here if you can bring her.
Right, I'll get over anyway.
Cheers, Roy, bye.
Right.
As Michael arrives back at the surgery,
Forward! Forward!
there's no time for a break.
Forward!
86-year-old farmer Roy has just arrived with his pregnant ewe in trouble.
Forward!
Just the way it works. Twins, did you say?
The ewe is struggling to give birth to 2 lambs. The first is jammed in her pelvis.
She started lambing about 12 o'clock, about an hour ago.
Michael has one last attempt to deliver the lamb before resorting to surgery.
It feels quite big, to be honest. These are pedigree Texel lambs. Generally, they tend to be a little bit bigger than your normal lamb, and it's feeling very tight trying to get these out. So I'm trying to get a snare behind the head. It's got quite a big head on it, and it's sort of not going the right way. I think I've got everything straightened out now. It's tight.
It's critical the lamb doesn't get trapped in the birth canal for too long.
This is an emergency. If we keep on pulling, you know, we can do damage to her as well. You okay we do a cesarean?
Aye.
Yeah.
That's the only hope we get 11 lamb. Yes, baby.
The quicker we get these lambs out now, the better, you know. The quicker we get on the table and get them out, the better chance that we'll have surviving lambs.
They have just minutes to anaesthetise the ewe and deliver her lambs alive.
It's all very stressful, but she'll calm down once she's laying flat.
We may get 2 living lambs. If you don't delay getting this job done, if it has to be done, if you wait too long, the lambs will be dead, and you may end up losing a ewe as well.
This is the first year Roy has invested in pedigree Texels.
Okay.
They're a big muscly breed, which is why the lambs are bigger than normal.
So we're just giving her some local anaesthetic. That'll just numb everything, and then she'll hopefully, well, she'll not feel anything.
It's good news.
It's still alive and kicking. These are its 2 back feet.
Strong lamb.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Everybody now.
Splurting.
Fluid is cleared from the lamb's airway. It needs to take its first breath within 3 minutes. Then he's given a respiratory stimulant.
That clears his chest a bit, but I always just use every tool we can get in the arsenal this time.
Okay. Number 2, which was actually backwards.
Yeah.
Whoa. Big lamb too.
It's going to require a little bit of swing.
George uses the cold outside air to shock the second lamb into life.
I just like to get them out into the air. Sometimes it's better getting them into fresh air.
Before Michael can check on the newborns, he must quickly sew up Mum.
Now I'm just closing her as fast as I can. The less time the wound's open, the better. That's her done. She's just getting clean. I'm just going to check this lamb.
The first lamb is growing in strength, but the second is struggling.
Very quiet lamb, it's very dull.
Michael tries another stimulant.
That's the magic drug. The floor's a little bit cold.
There you go.
Keep rubbing that, I just want to get one more thing.
Dripping water into the lamb's ear should spark a reaction.
I'm just going to get my stethoscope, keep rubbing it. Oh, that's a shame.
Well, that's nice.
That's farming for you. You got one healthy lamb. I mean, it could have been 2. You know, it could have been 2 dead. It could have been 2 alive, but you got 1.
Oh.
That.
Nice, too bad. Oh, bad.
The ewe must get home and reunited with her remaining lamb quickly.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Okay.
In the meantime, till you're better paid.
So it's not 2?
You know, you've been with us since it was born, and you get to know them individually, and it's quite sad when something dies, and you give them the best possible chance you can. That's all you can do. We're very fortunate. We've got 1 little lamb, and we'll look after her, and hopefully it'll survive. It's good enough.
There's always deaths in the morning, but at least you got 1 healthy lamb. All a bit dramatic. I'd say that's probably lunchtime over. So, yeah, so I better get back to work.
Now, little floppy person, you having a nice bask?
At the USPCA, Taco is back in for the operation on his tail.
There you are, having a lovely dream about God knows what. Come here.
Cold-blooded creatures like reptiles need special care when being anaesthetized.
We normally anaesthetize exotics inside a sealed chamber, and the sealed chamber is too large, so we've improvised with plastic bags because we want to see what this creature is doing. Come in here, you go in there. Nice bag. Chuff.
A mix of gas and air ensures that Taco won't suffocate.
Creature in bag, on you go.
But too much anesthetic and his metabolism could slow right down and stop his breathing.
All I want is to get it to the point that I can do things to this tail that previously hurt the beardie and are not hurting the beardie because the beardie is now asleep. But they have a different metabolism and very slow breaths. I'd like the anaesthetic to go a little deeper, but I'm afraid of pushing him too far and killing him. So I'm just doing it increment by increment. Pull the tail back. That's it. Now. Okay.
With Taco asleep, the anaesthetic will slow his heart rate, so Gillian must work fast before his temperature drops too low.
The living tail is there. And you can see the damaged tail is this dead-looking stick at the end. My feeling is I'm going to cut it just at the very beginning of that red area. You see, just there. There we are. And I'm just going to put a stitch there. Reptile skin doesn't heal edge to edge the way ours does. In people, you join the two edges like that, and you put your stitches across that. If you did that in a reptile, it would heal like that, turning in, leaving the muscle layer exposed. They just don't heal across. So you have to heal, you have to stitch them with the two edges bumped up like that. And you put your stitches across this bit, and then this whole bit will slough off in time. That's it. That's all I'm going to do.
You turn off the gas?
You can turn off the gas. Now that's a permanent stitch. It's not going to come out, but as the beastie sloughs the edge of the skin off, it'll probably just fall off, but it could be 6 months.
Looks good.
Yeah, it looks nice. It looks nice. We just give him oxygen for 10 minutes and then he can go back in it. At least 10 minutes anyway.
Unusual patients are interesting, but they can demand skills a vet might not have used in a while.
When you're working continuously with a species like a cat or a dog, you fall into a automatic mode, and I don't see enough exotics to fall into automatic. So I have to go back to first principles with every case. I enjoy it, it's just stressful. Hello, did I disturb you? Did I disturb you? I always feel better when my patients wake up. There we are. Put you back in your bed. You're a more awakened person now.
Taco will be monitored as he comes round from his op, before going home in a few hours' time.
It's been fun seeing a beardie. I used to specialise in exotics, and I enjoy bringing that knowledge out and dusting it off.
Hello, Glenoo Vets.
Hello, Brian here.
Hi, Brian. How are you?
Oh, fair to middle. Gotta get a vet out to see milk cows. Yeah, give me no milk last night.
No bother at all. That's grand. I'll throw you in the book, sure.
Oh, do.
All right. Bye, Brian.
For a mountain vet in the glens of Antrim, even a routine health check can mean a day-long adventure.
heading up to Rathlin Island, which is just on the north coast of Northern Ireland. So we're getting the boat in Ballycastle, and we're going there to TB test some cattle for a client that lives in Glenarm, but he has ground in Rathlin Island.
All cattle in Northern Ireland are tested for tuberculosis, or TB, every year. Any animal that tests positive is called a reactor and must be slaughtered to stop the disease from spreading.
It is very upsetting for farmers. I mean, I actually, it sort of surprised me at the time, but I told a client at one time they had a reactor and they just burst into tears. And sort of I was quite taken aback, but it taught me a lesson that, you know, there's more to this than, you know, just the financial end of things.
After a 50-mile drive north, it's another 6-mile sea crossing to reach the farm on Rathlin Island.
I'm not a good sailor at all. I woke up a few times through the night last night and heard the wind battering and the rain lashing down, and I thought, I don't know if Rathlin Island's really the place I want to be.
Farmer Aidan is waiting to catch the ferry with her.
Morning, Aidan.
Could have been better.
Well, it could have been worse. Well, I've got my travel bands on already.
Seasickness.
If I disappear, you'll know where I am over the side.
During 2 years of lockdown, Aidan, like other farmers on the island, struggled to get their cattle to market.
COVID hit and we were meant to test, and the island just got totally shut down and we weren't allowed out to see stock. Businesses did suffer on the island. It still got a knock-on effect on.
Aidan needs a TB all clear to avoid more costly delays this year. As a long-time client, Rosalind knows how much this means to him.
Whenever I first took over the practice, it was Aidan's dad that farmed, but now Aidan has grown up and he's now the main man on the farm, so yeah, I've known him a long time. And, you know, that develops a relationship.
Play, come in here. Hop on, get up on. Yeah, just lay up here.
I might not have been sick in the boat, but I might be sick in the back of the near. Perfect.
Rathlin is only 6 miles long and a mile wide, with a population of just 150.
Set.
Aidan's 500-acre farm is one of 6 on the island. His herd of 70 cattle are a mixture of Limousin and Angus.
Go by.
The cows are not too impressed. A trick of getting them in without letting the others out.
Go by. That'll do. Lie down. Lie down now, Glenn. Come on here. Good dogs. I'm not saying that.
10, 11.
Rosalind injects each cow with 2 types of tuberculin, bovine and avian.
They're free to go. This is called the comparative tuberculosis test, and so what we're comparing is the 2 injections. 100, 4, 3, 6, 1 tag. So go out today and we clip an area of the hair away to mark where we're going to inject. 10, 10. And then on the 3rd day from today, I'll be coming back to measure them again to see the difference, if there's any swelling as a reaction to
A reactor cow with TB will show a large lump at the site of the bovine injection in 72 hours. But injecting all the cows isn't the only hurdle.
I've got kicked a couple of times through the side of a crush, and that can be pretty sore, and you just have to watch you don't
break an arm or break a wrist, putting your hand through the bars, which is really painful. $18.90 bar 3. It saves me having to work out anywhere else. Don't need the gym.
After a morning's hard work, a well-earned lunch for everyone.
Cup of tea. Here, come on.
It's the first time I've had a TB test where the cattle have joined us round the table for lunch.
Yeah. They're better than some people. So they are. You try and be good to them as best you can. You try your best. And that's all you can do.
You're hoping for a clear test on Thursday?
Hoping, praying.
Yeah.
Once you get a reactor, they can't be sold. You have to be closed up, and you can be closed up for maybe 6 months to a year. And then that way you have another batch of calves coming through again. Plus you have money more to spend it. Housing accommodation, slurry costs, feed, all that adds up. Come on.
Aidan faces additional costs of up to £20,000 to look after his cattle if he can't sell them.
It'll be an anxious 3 or 4 days for Aidan. You know, you can sense there's a bit of anxiety about the test on a lot of farms because we are in an area where there is quite a bit of TB and we do get reactors and most farmers do worry about it. I hate having to tell them they've got a reactor, but they're better with a TB animal out of the herd because it would just spread through the herd and that would be a big problem. I didn't feel sick in the slightest. It's a very pleasant journey, I must say. I would do it again. Well, I have to do it again, so let's hope it's not rougher then. Well, there you go. The next time out you ask me if I'm going to Rathlin, I think I might say yes.
Lonely bird, sing me a song from your emptiness of hope. Back to the hills from my windowsill, and then I already know that I'm home.
At home, after a few days of regular steam baths,
Hi, guys. Hi, Piku. Hello, Ricky. Hi, Hadia.
Samit seems to have solved the mystery of Hadia's swollen abdomen.
It's just a clump of very hard poop that got very soft with the steam and it started coming out and the lump started disappearing again. Just a big lump of poop in the end, nothing more to worry about. She's perfectly fine now, she's not in pain, she's flying around, she's a very happy soul now, you know. Easy, girl, easy.
To prevent her from getting bunged up again, steam baths have become part of Hadia's routine care.
So we place the water in there, and we put 2 cake cracks on there. So we'll put her back in there. And then we're just going to leave her for a little while and she's going to position herself onto the steam and start cleaning. You can see she's more relaxed now. She's fluffing her wings up and she's going to try and get all that heat in her.
Regular spa treatments should avoid any more trips to the vet.
We see a wide range of species and we see a wide range of problems, and not everything requires an amazing solution, as in it doesn't require surgical intervention, it doesn't require antibiotics, and birds, generally speaking, do very well with hot steam, both for their respiratory organs and for things like being egg-bound. Hot water, wonderful stuff.
I think every bird should get a bird spa at least once in 2 weeks, you know. They absolutely love it.
Across the glens, there's more good news.
All right, I'll get you some. A few nuts for behaving well.
At home on Roy's farm,
yes, there you are.
The remaining twin lamb is growing fast.
All right, I'll get you some too.
His mother failed to produce milk, so the lamb was given to a foster ewe, who is feeding him like her own.
And the two have become very good friends, as you see. And it's really thriving, it's marvellous. They haven't been outside yet, and I'll give it an opportunity.
This lucky lamb now has 2 mums.
So there it is, mother and foster mother.
The 3 of them have become a little family.
Very happy now. Very happy now.
Dora, come on. Come on, I'm for Rathlin all day. You can't stay out there. All right, see you later.
Rosalind needs to return to the cattle on Rathlin Island to get the tuberculosis results. But high winds have cancelled the ferry.
The problem is with the TB test, it has to be read at 72 hours after it has been done. So we have to go today.
Come on. If we don't get a test done today, then the department closes you for 2 months, and maybe another 3 months then beyond that again before you can resell the cattle again.
With so much at stake, Farmer Aidan has chartered a rib at his own expense.
It looks nice and calm here in the harbour. It looks a bit rough further out, so the sacrifices we have to make.
It won't be like this the whole way. It'll only be like this for a wee bit of the journey.
Fortunately, Rosalind's sea legs are better than she thought.
There's no
really enjoying it. This is the way to travel.
Come here, come on.
If any of Aidan's cattle tests positive for TB, they will join the 10,000 culled every year in Northern Ireland because of the disease.
We would be in an area that would be quite high in TB, so it wouldn't be surprising to get a reactor at all, unfortunately.
TB has a very big problem within Northern Ireland.
So these are calipers, and these are used for measuring the thickness of the skin. We're measuring the clip marks again and checking them against the readings from the last day to see if there's any change, any swelling. And if the bovine one is more than 4 millimetres bigger than the avian swelling, then we're in trouble. We've got a reactor. You know, on any farm, whenever you do a TB test, you can nearly hear them holding their breath at times because they have tests done so many times, they know what the bad lump is. They don't want the bottom lump, and they might have seen it, and you can feel the, you know, the tension while you measure them. 594, okay.
You're always sitting waiting for that word. Here's one here, a lump.
20 cattle measured. Another 50 to go.
There's been a couple of wee top lumps, but nothing.
There will be bird TB out here.
Yeah, I suppose so many seabirds about.
Seabirds. Well,
Every one of Aidan's herd must be checked individually.
So that's down as a red Limousin female, and that's exactly what it is.
So we got her head in there, Rose.
Don't worry, Aidan, I'll get it here, sure. That's her settled now. 2118.
That's the last one.
After an hour, Rosalind has the results.
All good. There's been no concerns there whatsoever, so that's good news.
Aidan's farm is in the clear. He can now look forward to selling 30 calves at market, earning him up to £22,000.
That's the loopholes and the things you have to get through with administration with the Department of Agriculture. You know, if I didn't get this test done today, that would be 5 months. Near enough if we could sell again. Got my glasses, steam up. Any other vet nearly returned and said today, no, not going, hard tough. But she stuck it out well. Come on. There's a go. Up. Good dog.
With her newfound sea legs, Rosalind's Rathlin adventure is over for another year.
It was actually a really good day. I really enjoyed it. The test went well, and we had a lovely journey back on the boat. And I even forgot to put my travel bands on my wrists on coming back, and felt absolutely fine. Mission accomplished.
Along the valley, Rosalind has another happy customer.
Come on, Luna.
Luna has recovered from her op,
They're all there.
and her 6 pedigree pups are thriving.
Oh, she's doing absolutely fantastic. Like, she's an excellent mum. They just feed constantly. They just fall asleep and they roll off, and then the next one takes over. You just sit there and watch and at them. My human children, they're like, you love them dogs more than us, and how come they get chicken and we don't? Do you know that sort of thing? Oh, no, you can't have that chicken, that's for the dogs. Do you know? I'm just proud of what she's accomplished, do you know what I mean? This is my girl.
This is the best part of the world here. I mean, it's hard to explain, but there's a different feeling about being in a rural community. Animals are important to the area, to the people, and to be part of that, I think we're very lucky.
Next time, the mountain vets are on call.
Glenno Vet Centre, hello.
Livestock don't take the weekend off.
Aidan pulls a late shift.
It can be touch and go. It's a fine line.
And Phil has his hands full.
Good start.